He's 17 years old. This is clearly a horrific experience for him. It's an unimaginable tragedy to the whole family, obviously. To say the least, he's very confused about the whole process.
AI has struck again. It looks like this teen ended up killing both his mother and younger brother. But all this happened after it seems like he was using ChatGPT to create dark fantasy novels about the murder of his family. Was he doing this to cope? Was he doing this to get an idea? Why? But he is currently being charged with murder.
Tonight in Massachusetts, a teen charged with the murder of his mother and younger brother.
It is an incredibly dark day.
Investigators allege prior to the double homicide, the suspect, 17-year-old Arjun Aravind, had engaged in concerning online behavior,
including using the internet and ChatGPT to make searches for theoretical ideas or fantasy stories regarding the killing of his family.
He was researching how to kill his family on the internet.
He was engaged in the use of ChatGPT in creating fantasy stories, and they seem to appear to relate to threats to his family not surviving.
Okay, so that's a big point to make. I'm not going to stop it too much, but the defense attorney is going to use that as say these were just fantasies. These were just novels, ideas for writing a book, whatever he want to say, since he didn't clearly write out how I'm trying to kill my family, what's the best way to dispose of the body and stuff like that. Let's keep going.
Officials say police discovered the bodies of 45-year-old Sudha Venkatesan and 14-year-old Siddharth Aravind late yesterday inside their Acton home after Arjun's father called 911 for a wellness check, unable to reach his family. Sudha's body was found in the finished basement, Siddharth on the first floor.
Both victims were suffering from obvious trauma, but the exact cause is still pending. We are waiting on a ruling from the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner.
Authorities allege Arjun fled the scene driving his mother's Honda Accord and was arrested this morning in a parking lot, marking the end of a 12-hour overnight manhunt. Residents of the quiet suburb 20 miles northwest of Boston stunned.
It's concerning. It doesn't happen. Well, I've been here for like 15 years. I don't remember this ever happening.
We are at the beginning of a very dark and long process.
Yeah, dark is right. It's a very dark and sick story here. This is not the first time we've seen ChatGPT used in a case like this, and there's a real concern about teens using this and then committing violence.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. As the tech becomes more popular, generative AI involved in some of these cases is becoming, sadly, more common. For example, there's a case last year. OpenAI is being sued by the family of a victim of a mass shooting that took place at Florida State University. The family alleging that ChatGPT enabled that attack. ChatGPT pushing back on that, saying, look, the answers to these questions are widely available on the internet. Now, in terms of this case, it is unclear what role, if any, ChatGPT played in the actual motive of the attack. We reached out to OpenAI, the parent company of ChatGPT, for comment. They've yet to get back to us.
Now, I don't know if you can actually blame ChatGPT for stuff like this, or just AI in general, because what AI does, it searches the internet itself and collects the data. If someone truly wants to find the answer, they could still find the answer on the internet itself. But ChatGPT does make it easier, and different AI platforms make it easier for you to get the information directly to you without having to search through different forums and stuff like that. But how can you blame an AI system or the internet in general when your child or your family member, or however you want to put him, does something this despicable or this crazy, if you want to say it like that? But let's get over into another video and see what else we can find out.
What happened is that my client was arrested yesterday morning very early in his mother's vehicle, and he was charged with murdering his mother and his brother. He's also charged in juvenile court with the stealing of the motor vehicle. He's 17 years old. This is clearly a horrific experience for him. It's an unimaginable tragedy to the whole family, obviously. To say the least, he's very confused about the whole process. We heard a set of facts that just got read into the record. And I think once we start doing some more investigation and based on information I've developed, I think there'll be some surprises. I think he is also a product of maybe a system that's failed him. He's a young man that has some issues, as you heard, and the system, I think, failed him. He learns when he gets arrested that his mother's dead. He can't speak to his father.
He understands his brother's dead.
He understands his brother's dead. When he left the house, he did not realize they were dead. So he is, in my words, in somewhat of a shock situation.
What was his reaction to learning?
So hold on. So what do you mean he doesn't know? He didn't know that his mother and father were dead, or mother and brother were dead. Did he black out, or are you saying that he knew that he attacked them but didn't think that the attack killed them? Those are two very, very different things that play a big part into what the jury is going to truly think. Let's keep going.
They were dead.
He couldn't believe it. He was in shock.
Master Law, Chapter 276, Section 50.
Absolutely crazy situation, y'all. Let's get over into the AI breakdown just to wrap a little up this situation and see what else we can find out. So as we know, Arjun, a 17-year-old from Massachusetts, has been charged with murder after allegedly killing his mother and younger brother. In Middlesex County, prosecutors revealed that prior to the attack on August 11th, the teenager used the internet and AI chatbot ChatGPT to create theoretical ideas and draft gothic novels, fantasy stories about the deaths of his family. So his mother and brother were found dead inside of their Martin Lane home. They say he used AI to explore dark, macabre storylines involving the murder of his family. And then he was located overnight in a parking lot. He was held without bail on the double homicide. Good. I did want to see if there's any more. I like to see if there's any more details that they haven't mentioned. Newly released court documents and arraignment data. Let's see. So it said the murder weapon. I did want to see what the murder weapon is. Prosecutors have revealed that allegedly he used both a knife and a laptop computer to beat and stab his mother and brother to death. The investigators recovered a heavily damaged, bloody laptop computer inside of the home that is consistent with the injuries sustained by the victim during the struggle. The 14-year-old brother was found on the first floor, while the mother was found located in the finished basement. Both showed signs of intense physical trauma. The teen's father informed the police that he has autism because of a previous concerned internet activity. The family had actively hidden the knives inside of the house prior to the attack. Okay, that's a big thing to know. So I'm assuming if they had to hide the knives, either he was searching something about suicide or searching something dangerous like deadly murder. But what could turn a teen into thinking like this? Is this something to where he's showing signs of psychopathies or psychosis, any kind of mental disease that basically turns you into a killer? Is he a psychopath? What is it? Or is it just autism and it's just a crazy thing that happens? So the police had previously contact with the family the year prior when he was reported missing, though the incident was resolved as a runaway case without violent threats. According to the investigators, he used ChatGPT to generate the dark family killings fantasies as late as the morning of the day of the murders took place. The bodies were discovered after a scheduled tour arrived at the house on Tuesday. The tutor contacted the father, who then called the police for a welfare check. Before fleeing, a person matching his description went to a local supermarket and purchased over $2,000 worth of cereal and protein bars. When questioned by the store owner about the excessive amount, he claimed he was planning to resell the items. Now, what does that sound like to y'all? Sounds like someone running away. It doesn't sound like someone who didn't know that their mother and brother were killed. So the police discovered him early Wednesday morning asleep inside of his mother's green Honda Accord in the commercial parking lot, surrounded by the bulk of groceries and bedding. He was arrested without incident after the tripped commercial alarm brought officers to the lot. So his attorney entered a plea of not guilty on his behalf. The defense attorney stated that to the media that her client is currently distraught and confused, pointing to his mental health factors and noting that the system failed him, leading to this tragedy. I will never understand defense attorneys, but everyone is entitled to their defense. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you think that this is a mental breakdown? Do you think that, like I do, that the signs of going to get a bunch of groceries and hiding out in the car shows that he knew that he had to hide out for a while? But mental health is a crazy thing, and we might learn something else. He is innocent until proven guilty, but this is a crazy case. He killed his mother and little brother with a knife and a laptop. That's something I would never think I would have to say. Absolutely crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. It's a crazy world.